and staying in Washington, where President Donald Trump found himself navigating a delicate balancing act between two of Asia's most powerful nations. The latest diplomatic flashpoint arose after Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi suggested Tokyo might intervene militarily if China attacked Taiwan, the island Beijing claims as its own. The comments triggered outrage in China, prompting the summoning of Japan's ambassador and warnings to Chinese citizens against travel to Japan. Even the release of Japanese films in China has been postponed.
Anyone who is wishful thinking about challenging China's bottom line will inevitably suffer against China's resolute countermeasures and will inevitably suffer a crushing defeat in front of the 1.4 billion Chinese people who have built with their flesh and blood a formidable steel wall.
Just days after the remarks, President Trump took the unusual step of phoning both leaders. Chinese President Xi Jinping spent nearly half an hour on the line, emphasizing Taiwan's return as a core element of the post-war international order and underscoring the shared responsibility of Washington and Beijing to maintain global stability. The President Trump then also called Takaichi, reportedly urging her not to provoke Beijing while stopping short of demanding a full retraction. Now, according to officials, his advice was careful and measured, acknowledging her domestic political constraints. However, Japan denied the report that said President Trump had advised the Prime Minister not to provoke China over Taiwan's sovereignty. The episode highlights how intertwined the U.S.-China trade relationship has become with the delicate issue of Taiwan. President Trump's recent détente with Chinese leader Xi included promises of increased purchases of U.S. agricultural products, particularly soybeans, to benefit American farmers hit hard by the trade war. Now, officials reportedly said President Trump's concern was that friction over Taiwan could undermine those economic gains.
Mostly trade. I spoke to President Xi about a lot of things, but trade and buying our farm products, and he said he agreed with me. I think he's going to very much surprise you on the upside. I like him, he likes me. I'm going to be going there in April. I guess you'll all be going with me, but I'm going to be going to China in April.
In Tokyo, Takaichi stressed she was speaking hypothetically and adhering to long-standing Japanese policy. In fact, in the parliament, she attempted to soften her stance, noting she had not intended to specify contingencies. Nevertheless, Beijing interpreted her comments as a provocative challenge, leading to a harsh backlash.
Japan has always been open to a constructive dialogue with China. Therefore, it is my responsibility to maximum our national interest and build an even better, comprehensive relationship with China through dialogue from now on.
Taiwan is China's Taiwan. We will never allow external forces to interfere in China's Taiwan region, and we will never allow Japanese militarism to stage a comeback. We have a firm will, strong determination, and a strong ability to defend our national sovereignty and territorial integrity and crush all plots of external interference.
The situation underscores the complexity of U.S. policy towards Taiwan. Washington supports the island with defensive arms while officially acknowledging, but without endorsing China's claims. So as President Trump continues to juggle trade promises, security alliances, and the sensitivities of both Tokyo and Beijing, the world watches closely.
I wore the crown of a revolutionary. I promised to lift my nation. I claimed to fight imperialism. I became the very thing I warned against. I funded militias across continents. I feared my own shadow. Some called me the King of Kings. History calls me something else. The dictator. Who am I?